Return of the Drax, Guardians 12. This was a celebration of Donny Cates's cosmic marvel. All of it was referenced here, even with the flashback artist. I'll just go to that page first. It would be right about here. Now, I had problems with what came before this, but for the most part, like, looking at the art and everything that Donny Cates has touched was cool. So it starts with Rocket, who the last time we saw him, that epic page of him with a gun too big for his own. As an engineer, he found a way to free a couple of his dudes, and that sparked everything that came afterwards. I'm watching Rocket be disrespectful. He spit on one of these people in a panel. Theory time. In a panel that was pure white. I'm gonna guess that there was a picture in here. This was a little bit higher. There was a picture in here that didn't make it clear editing. You see, instead of bidding, Rocket pissed on that dude. There was more artwork up to here. He said, Batman penis? Rocket Raccoon's penis is gonna pee on the face of Drax. And this was gonna continue. That's why there's so many white spaces right over there. This ain't X-Men. No reason to have that many white pages. This doesn't have any white sides. There's no comic book page in Guardians 12 with white on it. I don't see any white. I just see a bunch of the Guardians who are all cool and saved the day. Let's go to the part I really want to talk about. Donny Cates provided some commentary on his thoughts of religion, which is cool because this is a fictional one, and I'm good with the Universal Church of, what were they called? Truth being sent to the future. And the last thing that Peter Quill has to say is, no, you won't have anything, you'll have faith. That BS that you guys believe in, and sends him off. And he's doomed. Now, they tease something with this speech bubble. We all know it. It's very recognizable. We see a dude in the hood over there, and it's Thanos. But is it? We don't know, because they create this anticipation of he's going to take off that hood and he's going to have the Yondu mohawk. I don't know. I'm not reading Yondu. Could be. He's going to take off the hood and it's going to be a female Thanos, or it's a giant Thanos. You know what? I can see the staple right there in the center of my page. Maybe it'll be a double page reveal. It's not. It's a single reveal. Single page. But staples are there. It's very cheeky. He says Thanos wins. And Donny Cates effectively wrote something cool. Good job by Donny Cates. It's hard to nail stuff like that. Like if you watched Avengers Endgame, of course you did. I am Iron Man. Originally the plan wasn't to do that, but the editor saw the film and said, hey, wouldn't it be cool? Yes, and that was the last scene that they shot. Sometimes it works. But sometimes I'm not going to spoil Star Wars. Here we go. This over here, the third best hospital. Why? I don't understand why you would have to explain that this is Half-World, the third rated cross-sector no-hill surgical center in the galaxy. I don't get it. I mean, to say something's the first rated is like, okay, well, next time something happens, they're going to tell them, we took you to, like Alabama with Dr. Andrews. That's known in the sports world. Dr. James Andrews is the place you go to get your stuff fixed. And this isn't the case because they called it the third. I don't know why you would mention that. Now, here's the thing I was saying was a problem. It's that Rocket goes, yo, it's been a year. What did I miss? What did I miss this past year? Anything cool? He says. The problem is that saying a year passed for you means that a year passed for Ms. Marvel, for Moon Knight. I called her Moon Knight. Moon Girl, excuse me. For these young characters who don't age. Because in this picture, as he asked that question, was, and this is just everything Donny Cates wrote, so that's really cool. I like the Silver Surfer Trad more. Cosmic Ghost Rider, here we go. There was the Death of the Inhumans. Well, who else is an Inhuman? Ms. Marvel. It's not even 6 degrees of separation. All I gotta do is look at the Silver Surfer who interacted, and Nova interacted with the FF, because they just did Annihilation Scourge, and the FF live on Yancey Street. So, did the FF interact with Ms. Marvel, or did Nova interact with Ms. Marvel somehow? Like, if it aged for Rocket, if it's been a year for him, it's been a year for Nova, it's been a year for every X-Men who hasn't aged. Anybody, all the New Mutants should be older by now. Spider-Man Peter Parker can't be in his mid-20s forever. That's my problem with him mentioning, yo, it's been a year. But then Drax, who gets resurrected, rather his memory gets transferred, sort of like how what's his name just did it, Professor X does it. Sort of the same idea, except minus the Cerebro. So, but they use the memories of everybody in the room to create a Drax. So it's not perfect, but that's fine. But that's the movie crew right there. Remember where we started this with Infinity Wars, of how like broken this thing was, and now we got the whole movie cast back together. That was cool. So satisfying ending. Satisfying, not satisfactory. Satisfying ending to this story. So with that being said, it's on to Thor. I'm going to read issue number 1 of Donny Cates' Thor, but I'm not a Thor guy. He could win me over, but even then, I think I'll never pick up Thor. Too much like Asgardian, God, and it's another universe of Marvel, which means my wallet will have to open to Valkyrie and everything else to stay. And if I'm interested in the story, which isn't a negative, I hope it's a great story. But if I was invested, then I'd be spending all that money and I don't want to do that. I'm having to drop some X titles. That's my opinion on Thor. Guardians was great. It was a pleasure reading all 12 because the artist was good and the writer is Donny Cates, who was good. David Curiel, you've been doing your thing. I want to mention everybody in here. Olivetti, Moore, Burnett, Shaw, Olazaba. A whole lot of great comic book in this. So round of applause for this. All right? We got to be positive when it deserves it, because at one point in time I'm going to criticize the shit out of Star Wars, but it's not going to be now.